Big news, Tottenham to strike bargain, Serie A centre-back deal despite latest Romero update. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham are reportedly interested in wrapping up a bargain deal for a Juventus centre-back this summer, despite ongoing reports regarding the future of vice-captain Cristian Romero in North London. Radu Dragusin is now expected to be out until the end of 2025 after suffering an ACL injury, a move that forced Tottenham into the winter window market as they snapped up Kevin Danso on loan from French club Lens with an obligation to buy. The Austria international has made a solid start to life in North London, and there is every chance he will remain. But that will not stop the club looking to reinforce that area given that defensive issues have cropped up for the last 2 seasons now. And according to reports from Italy, Spurs are ready to raid Juve for a player who has featured 35 in all competitions this season, including 8 starts in the Champions League. Federico Gatti is the player in question, with TV Play claiming that Tottenham could snap the player up for as little as £16.5 million this summer. The 26-year-old remains under contract until the summer of 2028, but the report states that the Turin outfit may let Gatti go as they prioritise new signings this summer, including the likes of Feyenoord's David Hancko, a player Spurs have also been linked with. TV Play adds that the recent Champions League defeat to PSV Eindhoven has heightened tensions at Juventus, potentially triggering a significant squad overhaul this summer. However, Tottenham are not the only club showing an interest in Italy international Gatti, with London rivals West Ham also looking to secure his signature. Nottingham Forest also failed with a January swoop for Gatti and could be in the mix again this summer, although it's reported that the player himself would prefer to remain in Turin. Money talks, however, and it appears that if Juventus receive the right offer, they are willing to let the player leave to fund the addition of summer targets, as Tottenham continue to be linked with the likes of Gatti to bolster their backline. TBR Football remains convinced that Romero is in line to become the club's highest earning player. They state that the club's management team have been actively working on extending the contract of the Argentina World Cup winner, with the two sides getting closer to finalising an agreement. It's reported that the Spurs hierarchy sees the 26-year-old as their most valuable asset, despite his struggles with his form earlier in the season and the fact that he has been on the sidelines since early December with a thigh injury. Indeed, Romero has featured just 14 times in all competitions for Postecoglou's men this season, and there is a feeling among some Tottenham supporters that they would be willing to let the player move on, if long-term suitors Real Madrid make a concrete approach. Fabrizio Romano labels Tottenham target one to watch. Reports say Spurs are in pole position. Fabrizio Romano has just handed Tottenham Hotspur a boost in their rumoured pursuit of a Serie A marksman, revealing why the player looks set to be on the move when the transfer market reopens in the summer. However, it remains to be seen whether Richarlison will have a future at N17, with the Brazilian's injury woes once again preventing him from having a run of games for the side this campaign. It has been rumoured over recent weeks that Tottenham are looking at potential centre-forward options ahead of the summer, with Juventus's Dusan Vlahovic thought to be one of the names on their wish list. In fact, it was reported last week that Tottenham are in pole position to win the race for Vlahovic, who is valued at £50 million. The former Fiorentina man has fallen further down the pecking order at the Allianz Stadium after the arrival of Randal Kolo Muani from Paris Saint-Germain in January. Vlahovic will enter the final year of his contract in Turin this June, and Romano has now revealed that there has been no progress made on talks over a new deal with Juve. When asked about links to Tottenham, the Italian transfer expert told Give Me Sport, "All open for Vlahovic. Many options, nothing decided so far, but I also expect Dusan to be one to watch in the summer for sure as there's nothing agreed with new deal at Juventus. We know that Ange Postecoglou likes forwards, who are versatile and can play across the front three. One doubts if the Australian will want to bring an out-and-out number 9 to Spurs as Dominic Solanke's backup. That is why the likes of Vlahovic and Liam Delap might not be at the top of Tottenham's wish list, as those players can only be rotated with Solanke. It might not be the best use of resources to spend another £50M, £60M on a player who can only play in place of the club's record signing. On the other hand, a player like Moise Kean would offer plenty more options for Postecoglou, given his versatility. Tottenham's chances of luring Andoni Iraola to the club in the summer have just been handed a huge blow after a big update emerged from Spain about the Bournemouth boss's future. Iraola has done a tremendous job at Bournemouth, with the Spaniard transforming the side from relegation contenders to Champions League hopefuls. The Cherries are now sitting just 1 point below Manchester City in 4th place at the moment, and are course to achieving the highest Premier League finish in their history. Perhaps the most impressive aspect of Iraola's achievement is the fact that he has overseen this improvement while implementing an attacking style of football. That is why Iraola is at the top of Tottenham's wish list to replace Ange Postecoglou if Daniel Levy decides to part ways with the Australian at the end of the season. The Daily Mail have now claimed that Tottenham Hotspur may not have a free run at Iraola, as the 42-year-old is now on Real Madrid's radar ahead of the summer. The report says that Los Blancos are eyeing possible replacements for Carlo Ancelotti in the summer, with Xabi Alonso being the favourite to take over at the Santiago Bernabeu if the Italian leaves. However, if they are not able to get the Bayer Leverkusen boss, it is suggested that they could turn to Iraola, with the Basque-born manager's work in the English South Coast not going unnoticed in the Spanish capital. While it is certainly not a given that Tottenham will sack Postecoglou, one would think that his position will likely become untenable if he fails to take Spurs at least to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Iraola appears to be the most like-for-like replacement for Postecoglou at the moment, and Spurs will be an attractive destination for the Spanish coach, who will be keen to show what he can do at a higher-profile club with better resources. It would be extremely surprising if Madrid went for Iraola, as their fans will only accept the best in class, which means that the La Liga giants are likely to push the boat out to get Alonso if Ancelotti leaves in the summer. Tottenham Hotspur are hoping to improve their attacking unit with the signing of the Brazilian attacker Matheus Cunha. Arsenal and Chelsea are considering a move for the player at the end of the season as well. The player has a £62 million release clause in his contract, and it will be interesting to see if the 3 English clubs are willing to pay up. He has been outstanding for Wolves this season, and he has 18 goal contributions in all competitions. As per Fischer, the 3 Premier League clubs have already contacted the player regarding a potential move. Tottenham are looking to bring in a quality attacker to complement Son Heung-min in the attack, and they have identified the 25-year-old as a target. Cunha is capable of operating anywhere across the front 3, and he will add goals and creativity to the Tottenham attack. He has proven himself in the Premier League with Wolves, and he will want to compete at a high level. Joining a big club like Spurs will be quite exciting for him. Wolves are one of the favourites to go down this season, and Cunha will not want to compete in the Championship with them. He will want to stay in the Premier League and fight for trophies. Tottenham could provide him with that opportunity. Meanwhile, Arsenal and Chelsea need to add more depth to the attacking unit. They have not been able to rotate key players like Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Cole Palmer due to the lack of options. Signing the Brazilian would certainly help them improve going forward. It will be interesting to see where the player ends up. The reported release clause is quite steep, but the player has the ability to justify the investment in the coming seasons. That's it for today's update. If you like the video and want to keep up with everything Tottenham, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for our latest content. Remember to give this video a thumbs up and share it with other Spurs fans. Let's build our Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs.